Hello, my dear students. A very good evening to all of you. So today we will focus on two topics. The first topic as appearing in the screen is Pareto analysis or Pareto analysis, whatever we can pronounce it. And the second topic is learning curve theory. Okay, learning curve theory is although not a direct topic in your syllabus, but it will be helpful to solve some question of life cycle costing, and especially when we solve chapter number 11, standard costing. Okay, so let's begin with the revision part of the last session. In the last session, we have focused on life cycle costing. The most important part of life cycle costing is each stage of product life cycle, whether it be introduction, growth, maturity, or decline. Each phase of life cycle has its own characteristic and the challenges available. To overcome that challenges, we are having the strategies separately for each and every stage of product life cycle. Introduction has altogether different strategy to overcome the difficulties faced in that particular phase of product life cycle. Maturity will have different strategy. So we have done a November 2018 question also. The very first compulsory question that has been asked in November 2018, a super question undoubtedly for the first timer, in which there are total 12 points, but all those 12 points are mixed up by the computer operator. So first of all, out of those 12 points, you have to segregate 4 characteristics, and definitely the remaining will be the strategies. Can you tell me in the examination, what will be the base through which you will categorize characteristics and strategy? जो 12 पॉइंट्स है उनमें आप सेग्रीगेट कैसे करेंगे? These are the characteristics and these are the strategy. I have given you the hint beta also how to segregate that one. Can you please recall that one? What are those points? Bhavin, Rashmi, Jyoti, a very good evening beta. What is that? Those keywords through which we can segregate characteristics with the strategy. Waiting beta for your answer. Please communicate fast. What are the keywords through which we can ascertain whether this point belongs to characteristic or this point belongs to strategy? Because once the characteristic and strategy are bifurcated, then it will be very easy to sort it out according to the phases of life cycle. Okay, very good, Fatima. Suggestions are strategy, while other are characteristic. Absolutely correct. So out of those 12 points, in those points where there are suggestion, then that means it's not a characteristic, it's a strategy. So the best way to segregate the characteristics and strategy in that November 2018 paper is this keyword, that whenever advice is given, it's strategy. Whenever no advice is there, it means characteristic. Very good, Ajit, Bhavin, Bhaumik, and Rashmi. You have also given the correct answer, beta. Keep it up. Very good. After that, we have completed some general questions. And before that, we have to compare the strategy. In introduction phase, the strategy is inducing customer to try and buy the product. While in case of growth phase, the strategy shifted from acquisition of customer to retention of customer, from generating sale to for generating repeated sale in growth phase. Also, regarding the promotional campaign, there should be the awareness about the product, and in other phase there should be awareness about the brand identity. Can you tell me, beta, if the promotional expenses are directed towards awareness of product, which stage this strategy belongs to, and if the promotional campaigns are directed towards establishing clear brand identity of the company, then the promotional expenses will be incurred in which stage of product life cycle. I'm waiting for you. Give the number 1 and 2. One is promotional expense for creating awareness of the product. Second is promotional expense for creating the brand image, clear-cut identity of the company. Okay, very good, Rashmi. If it's a brand royalty, then it will be growth. Otherwise, it will be an introduction for awareness of product. Okay. And the last question we have dealt with regarding the week-wise, we have been given the sales, and then variable cost has been given, and then we have been asked to prepare a total contribution statement. Okay, चलिए बेटा. So आज का लेक्चर अपन स्टार्ट करना चाहेंगे थ्रू अ टॉपिक नोन एज लर्निंग कर्व थ्योरी. लिखिए बेटा. Give the heading learning curve theory. इसमें सबसे पहला पॉइंट लिखे आप, हेडिंग दे दी आपने लर्निंग कर्व थ्योरी. ऑल्दो लिखिए सबसे पहला पॉइंट, ऑल्दो this concept is not directly available in the study material, although this concept is not directly available in the study material, but there are 3 to 4 questions, in which concept of learning curve was used. But there are 3 to 4 questions in which concept of learning curve was used. So सबसे पहले स्टार्ट करते हैं बेटा, व्हाट डू यू मीन बाय लर्निंग कर्व. एक बहुत सिंपल सा इसकी फिलॉसफी है. When a person performs the same task repeatedly, then through repetition of the same task, that worker will gain experience about manufacturing of that particular product. And through that experience, it is possible for that workers to reduce the time taken by the subsequent unit. सिंपल सी फिलॉसफी है बेटा इस लर्निंग कर्व की. जब भी कोई वर्कर वही वर्क रिपीटेडली परफॉर्म करता है, then he gains experience in doing that work. इस एक्सपीरियंस के कारण जो भी आगे वो यूनिट बनाता चलता है, as compared to the previous units, the time taken by that particular worker is comparatively less as compared to the previous unit. Okay, so this is something we called as learning curve theory. लिखिए बेटा meaning. Give the heading meaning. लिखिए बेटा इसमें, when a worker performs the same task, repeatedly, comma, then in this process the worker gain experience. नेक्स्ट लाइन, पॉइंट यही है बेटा, पॉइंट सेकंड ही है, लेकिन नेक्स्ट लाइन में, थ्रू दिस एक्सपीरियंस comma, worker will be able to reduce, through this experience, worker will be able to reduce the time taken, through this experience, the worker will be able to reduce the time taken to produce every subsequent unit. The time taken to produce every subsequent unit. If you go in more detail now, then there are 3 stages associated with learning curve. The first stage is known as learning stage, jahan pe worker learn kar raha hai. After some units of production, now the worker has gained experience to the fullest extent. In other words, now no more improvement is possible due to producing more unit. Worker has gained complete experience how to produce such units. Okay. At that stage, the stage is known as stable stage. Stability aa jati hai. Now, the time taken for producing the unit will neither decrease nor increase. That is the stable stage. The first stage is learning stage, jahan pe time taken for every subsequent unit gets decreased. After some units of production by the same worker, there will be the stability stage. Okay. And then again the worker producing the same product again and again, then even if stability stage ends and now the boredom stage, boredom, boredom stage will start. Okay, अब वो वर्कर वही यूनिट बना बना के बोर हो गया है. So now the time taken in boredom stage, the time taken by the worker not only remains same, but it tends to increase because the worker gets bored by producing the same unit again and again. इसलिए जो हम बोलते हैं ना रोटेशन करते रहना चाहिए वर्कर्स का, this is because we don't want worker to be in boredom stage. We want them to be either in learning curve stage or at the stable stage. Boredom stage is not expected for worker, so there should be rotation of work. जहां पे रोटेशन होगा तो वो कुछ नया वर्क करेगा, फिर से वो अपनी एनर्जी स्पेंड कर सकता है. So basically there are 3 stages. The first one is learning curve stage, then after some unit of production there will be stable stage, and then after some unit of production there will be boredom stage. At the start of the boredom stage, it is highly recommended that the worker portfolio should be changed. Clear है? चलिए बेटा. अब इसका ओरिजिन कहां से हुआ था? This gentleman, T.P. Wright, has given this concept to the world. T.P. Wright has applied this concept of learning curve while manufacturing the aircraft. So origin is this concept has been given by T.P. Wright, and way back in 1936 when he was about to manufacture aeroplane for his company. Okay, please write down beta. Origin. This concept has been provided by Mr. T.P. Wright. This concept has been provided by Mr. T.P. Wright in the year 1936. While manufacturing an aircraft. So देखिए बेटा, सब इसको अगर अपन डायग्रामेटिकली लर्निंग कर्व समझना चाहे तो व्हाट इज दिस? This is the time period. Okay, these are the efforts. You can check here. there is no experience, no production at this stage. Why? This is the training stage of the worker. ये उसकी ट्रेनिंग स्टेज है. जब भी कोई वर्कर को हम कोई नया प्रोडक्ट बनाने के लिए, मैन्युफैक्चरिंग के लिए टाइम देते हैं, द वर्कर कैन नॉट मैन्युफैक्चर स्ट्रेट अवे. ही शुड बी गिवन सम ट्रेनिंग. फॉर ट्रेनिंग में वो एफर्ट्स तो दे रहा है, बट कोई भी लर्निंग नहीं आ रही है उसकी, कोई भी एफर्ट्स क्रिएट नहीं हो रहे जो ट्रांसलेट हो सके आउटपुट में. आफ्टर द ट्रेनिंग पीरियड आर ओवर, सपोज द टाइम टेकन इज 2 hours. Now, as the number of units produced by the worker increases, definitely there should be learning curve. And at that stage of mastery, now the boredom stage, stable stage will start. And now the output taken by the time taken by the worker will remain more or less same. And once the stability stage is over, then the boredom stage is arrived. And at that time, it is recommended to change the worker's portfolio work. Okay, so that you will get the efficiency of more than 100% every time. ठीक है, चलिए बेटा. अब अगर हम इसके कंप्यूटेशन की बात करते हैं, so we are having two approach, doubling approach and formula approach. Please write down बेटा. Computation. Computation. There are two methods in learning curve theory. There are two methods in learning curve theory. नेक्स्ट लाइन में लिखे, मेथड नंबर 1 डबलिंग अप्रोच. मेथड नंबर 1 डबलिंग अप्रोच. Then write down method number 2 formula approach. Doubling approach and method number 2 formula approach. Basically, Mr. T.P. Wright has developed the doubling approach, and later on some other author have focused on formula approach. What is doubling approach? Okay, according to T.P. Wright, whenever my workers double its production, whenever my worker double its production, the learning curve comes into play. Whenever my workers double its production, learning curve comes into play. तो देखिए डबलिंग अप्रोच कैसे वर्क करता है बेटा. डबलिंग अप्रोच. First of all, suppose the learning curve is 90%. Suppose the learning curve is 90%. Now we have to understood what do you mean by learning curve is 90%. It means whenever, according to Mr. T.P. Wright, whenever my worker just double its production, then, very important word, then the average time taken by the worker is 90% as compared to the previous units. As compared to the previous unit. Okay. For whether it learning curve will always be 90%? No. I have just taken an example that learning curve is 90%. It can be 80%, 75%, 95%. It will be provided by the question itself. Okay. So if learning curve is 90%, that it means whenever my workers double the production, the average time taken by the worker is 90% of the previous unit. Please write down, beta. Interpretation of learning curve ratio. Interpretation of learning curve ratio. Write down next line. Suppose the learning curve ratio is 90%. Suppose the learning curve ratio is 90%. Comma, it means whenever workers double its production, comma, the time taken by the worker, the average time taken by the worker, underline the word average, this is very, very important. The average time taken by the worker is 90%. The average time taken by the worker is 90% as compared to previous unit. As compared to previous unit. Okay, beta. Now let's take an example of doubling approach. This first column is number of units. नाम क्या है अप्रोच का? डबलिंग अप्रोच. So the basic assumption behind TP right in the formula, when worker double its production, 1, 2, 4, 8, 16 and so on. This list will continue. Whenever worker double its production. Okay. Suppose the time taken to manufacture the very first unit, the time taken to manufacture the very first unit is suppose 20 hours. Time taken to manufacture the very first unit is 20 hours. Okay, beta. Now, a very important question I'm asking to you, although it might appear very simple, but trust me, you have to make some calculation, then only you can provide me the correct answer. Okay. And my question to you is, what is the time taken by unit number 2? What is the time taken by unit number 2? Once again, I am warning you, beta, although it appears very simple, but it's not so. You have to apply your mind, and the keyword is itself appearing in the screen. Keyword is itself appearing in the screen. Just you have to focus on that keyword, and definitely then you can provide me the right answer. My question to you is, what is the time taken to manufacture unit number 2? Please communicate with us. Bhaumik, I already told you, beta, it appears so simple, but it is not so. Okay. And I'm quite confident that you can do it. The calculation is simple, undoubtedly, but you have to focus on that particular word which were written also, and that word is also visible on the screen itself. What is the time taken to manufacture unit number 2? Bhaumik, please reconsider your answer, beta. That's not the correct one. No, Aniket, that's not the correct one, beta. Ms. Lanka Balashri, that's not correct, beta. Please reconsider your answer. No, Ajit, that's not the correct answer. Beta, we have written that word in our copy just now, and also that word is appearing in your screen. Okay. So please try to focus on that word, identify that word, and then you will be able to tell me what is the time taken to manufacture unit number 2. No, Fatima, not correct this time. No, Kanimoji, Bhaveen, not correct this time. Any other answer? Try to be somewhat creative, Vitana. Calculation is very simple. Once you will able to interpret the meaning of that particular, the interpretation of that particular word, then the work is over. Okay, I will do one thing. I will tell you the answer. Then you are all masters in that. Once you know the answer, you will find out the way to calculate that one. I'm quite confident about your talent. Okay. So the answer is 16 hour, 1/6. I'm quite confident, beta. Now you will find the way that how I calculated 16 hour. And then you will understand the meaning of that particular word that has been written on your copy, also that is appearing on the screen. The time taken by unit number 2 is 16 hour, 1/6. Okay, now I will tell you, beta, the important word, the most important word is average. Whether you are calculating the labor time through doubling approach or through formula approach, whatever answer you are getting through this approach will be the average time taken for X unit. Whatever detail you require, then you have to convert that, compute the detail separately. But the answer provided by the doubling approach or the answer provided by the formula approach will always be the average time taken. Average time taken. This is the average time taken. Okay. So learning curve is 90%. It means to manufacture 2 unit, 20 into 90. Okay, okay, beta. Correct hai, correct hai, correct hai. It's not 16 hours. Sorry. Oh, I mistaken it. It's not 16 hour, beta. It's 18 hour. Yes. It's 18 hour? No, it's not 18 hour. Let's wait, beta. Let's wait. देखिए, यहां पे अब हम एक और कॉलम बनाते हैं. It's not 18 hour. यहां पे हम एक और कॉलम बनाते हैं, cumulative hours. Okay. So first unit 20 hours. This is the average time taken to manufacture 2 units. So this is the average time. For 1 unit, 18 hour average time. So for 2 unit, it will be 36 hour. Okay. So now tell me the cumulative time to manufacture 2 unit is 36 hour. Out of that, the very first unit has taken 20 hour. So the time taken by unit number 2, the time taken by unit number 2 is 16 hours. Okay, not 18 hour. It is the average time taken to manufacture 2 units. What the question is, what is the time taken by unit number 2? Unit number 2 has taken 36 minus 20 hours. Okay, चलो बड़े बेटा, अब आप मुझे बताइए, what if the, आप क्वेश्चन लिखना चाहते हो तो लिख सकते हैं, what if the average time taken by unit number 3 and 4? What is the average time taken by unit number 3 and 4? ये आप मुझे बताइए. Now you can do it, बेटा. ओके अजित, यू डिडंट गेट बेटा. देखिए बहुत सिंपल है बेटा. फर्स्ट यूनिट को मैन्युफैक्चर करने में हमें 20 आवर्स लगते हैं. लर्निंग कर रेशियो इज 90%. फॉर 20 into 19% is 18. Whether you are using the doubling approach or whether you are using the formula approach, you will always get the result in average time. This is not the time taken by unit number 2 or unit number 1. This is the average time taken to manufacture 2 units. This will be the average time taken to manufacture 4 units. This is the average time taken to manufacture 8 units. Whatever answer you are getting is the average time. And then you have to convert it according to your requirement. Now 18 hour is the average time taken. Average means already divided by 2. So 18 multiplied by 2, the total time taken is 36 hours. While the very first unit has taken 12 hours, So 36 minus 20, it's 16 hours. As simple as this. Clear है अजीत? अजीत राठौड़, clear है बेटा आपको? Now, other student, please tell me the average time taken by unit number 3 and 4. The average time taken by unit number 3 and 4. You cannot calculate average time taken by unit number 3 separately and average time taken by unit number 4. You have to calculate combinedly, beta. I will tell you the logic. Ajit, please revert, beta, whether it is clear to you now. Ajit Rathod. तो देखिए बेटा, अब अगेन 90% होगा, 18 का 90%, इट विल बी 16.2. 18 का 90% 16.2, 20 का 90% 18, 18 का 90% 16.2. So can you tell me the interpretation of 16.2? What is 16.2? 16.2 is the average time taken to manufacture 4 units. 16.2 is the average time taken to manufacture 4 units. So can you tell me the cumulative time? It's 16.2 into 4. The cumulative time is 64.8 hours. 64.8 hours. So the difference between 64.8 hour and 36 hour indicate the time taken by unit number 3 and 4 together. Time taken by unit number 3 and 4 together. Now please write down the interpretation, beta. Point number 1, point number 2, point number 3 and point number 4. लिखिए बेटा, इसको लिख लीजिए, बाद में आपको इजी जाएगा, because it will also be helpful while when we study standard costing. Most probably in the January 2023, the standard costing will start. So there is a big time difference between learning this concept and applying the concept at the time of standard costing. So might be you will forget, beta. So please remember this lecture. Okay, I will definitely communicate one day before that to revise this particular learning curve whenever we will start studying the standard costing chapter. Okay, please write down interpretation number 1. 18 hours. 18 hours if the average time taken, 18 hours if the average time taken to manufacture 2 units. Full stop. Second point is related with 36 hours. Okay. The total time taken to manufacture first 2 units, the total time taken to manufacture first 2 units are 36 hours. The total time taken to manufacture first 2 units are 36 hours. इसी पॉइंट में लिखे, नेक्स्ट लाइन पॉइंट यही है, नेक्स्ट लाइन. What is the time taken by unit number 2? What is the time taken by unit number 2? Question mark. Next line में लिखे, it is 16 hours, 16. It is 16 hours. ब्रैकेट में लिखे, time taken to manufacture 2 units. Time taken to manufacture 2 units less time taken to manufacture first unit. ब्रैकेट में लिखे, time taken to manufacture 2 units minus the time taken by the very first unit. अब लिखे बेटा इंटरप्रिटेशन नंबर 3rd, 16.2 is the average time taken. एवरेज वर्ड को बार बार अंडरलाइन कर दीजिएगा. इज द एवरेज टाइम टेकन to manufacture 4 units. Now please write down interpretation number 4. 64.8 hour, interpretation number 4, 64.8 hours. 64.8 hours if the time taken, 64.8 hours if the time taken to manufacture 4 units. Now, my question to you is whether we can ascertain the time taken by unit number 3. Can you ascertain the time taken by unit number 3? Unit number 3 को मैन्युफैक्चर करने में कितना समय लगा होगा? Just try on your own, beta. Then we will discuss. Time taken to manufacture unit number 3. And I can tell you, beta, the answer is not 14.4. Neither the answer is 28.8. What is the time taken by unit number 3? Unit number 3 को मैन्युफैक्चर करने में कितना समय लगा? No, Bhaumik, 28.8 hours is the time taken together to manufacture unit number 3 and 4. It's not the time taken alone by unit number 3. 28.8 hours is the total time taken by unit number 3 and 4. Okay, beta. Now please listen, my dear student. No one among you can calculate, neither I. मैं भी नहीं कैलकुलेट कर सकता बेटा, ना आप कैलकुलेट कर सकते, बिकॉज दिस इज द लिमिटेशन ऑफ डबलिंग अप्रोच. यू कैन कैलकुलेट जो ये जो डिफरेंस है ना 64.8 माइनस 36, ये जो डिफरेंस है 28.8, इफ द टाइम टेकन, it is time taken by unit number 3 and 4. ये टोटल टाइम है 3 और 4 का. अगर आप 28.8 को 2 यूनिट से डिवाइड करेंगे so it's 14.4, and I can tell you 14.4 is the average time taken by unit number 3 and 4. It's not the time taken by unit number 3, it's the average time taken by unit number 3 and 4. Definitely unit 3 and 4 को मैन्युफैक्चर करने में हमें 28.8 आवर्स लगेंगे. लिसन माय वर्ड्स वेरी केयरफुली बेटा. यूनिट नंबर 3 and 4 को मैन्युफैक्चर करने में हाउ मेनी आवर्स रिक्वायर्ड? 28.8. बट वन थिंग इज श्योर, यूनिट नंबर 3 will take some more time above 14.4, while unit number 4 will take some less time below 14.4, so that the total time taken by both the unit is 28.8. This is the limitation of doubling approach. हम यहां पर जैसे आपने यूनिट नंबर 2 के लिए निकाल लिया, बट आप ये नहीं निकाल सकते टाइम टेकन बाय यूनिट नंबर 3 एंड 4. आप एवरेज टाइम निकाल सकते हो. एवरेज टाइम टेकन बाय यूनिट नंबर 3 एंड 4 इज 14.4, but you cannot calculate time taken by unit number 3 and 4. You can calculate time taken by unit number 5, 6, 7 and 8. यहां पे चेक कीजिए बेटा स्क्रीन में. आप यूनिट नंबर 5, 6, 7, 8 का एवरेज टाइम निकाल सकते हैं, but you cannot calculate time taken by unit number 5 in doubling approach. That's why some other author has developed the formula approach through which you can calculate the time taken by unit number 3. You can calculate time taken by unit number 7. Any calculation can be done through the doubling formula approach. Doubling approach में बस यही लिमिटेशन है, आप ऑड यूनिट का टाइम नहीं निकाल सकते कि उस यूनिट को मैन्युफैक्चर करने में कितना समय लगा है. क्लियर है बेटा? एनी डाउट इन दिस कंसेप्ट ऑफ डबलिंग अप्रोच? Can we move further towards the formula approach? Yes or no? Please communicate. I'm waiting बेटा, प्लीज रिवर्ट yes or no. क्या ये पॉइंट आपको क्लियर हो चुके हैं सब? तो फिर अपन डबलिंग अप्रोच में जाएंगे, क्योंकि वहां पे कुछ लेवल अलग है. ओके भौमिक, अजीत, फातिमा, थैंक यू बेटा. चलिए बढ़ते हैं अपन. नाउ वी विल मूव टुवर्ड्स द फॉर्मूला अप्रोच. ये डबलिंग अप्रोच हुआ, अब फॉर्मूला अप्रोच में आते हैं. गिव द हेडिंग इन योर कॉपी, फॉर्मूला अप्रोच. बताइए मुझे फॉर्मूला अप्रोच से जो आंसर निकलेगा, वेदर दैट विल बी द आंसर ऑफ टाइम टेकन बाय यूनिट नंबर 3 और यूनिट नंबर 4, और अगेन इट विल बी द एवरेज टाइम. क्या लगता है आपको? जो भी आंसर निकलेगा, रॉ डेटा जो भी निकलेगा बाय अप्लाइंग द फॉर्मूला, वेदर दैट रिजल्ट विल नाउ गिव, मुझे अगर निकालना है टाइम टेकन बाय यूनिट नंबर 7, 7वीं यूनिट को बनाने में मुझे कितना समय लगा, वेदर द फॉर्मूला विल गिव मी द डायरेक्ट आंसर, यस और नो? We have discussed that one, beta. No, Rashmi, beta. That will not be logical. Because 16.2 is the average time taken for 4 units. It will not be the average time taken for 3 units. It will be wrong. Whether formula approach will give us the direct answer, or again it will give us the average time taken to manufacture X unit. What do you say, beta? Yes, correct, beta. Again and again, it will give you the average answer. Then you have to convert that answer accordingly as required by the question. Whether, please remember this point, beta, it's a very, very important point. Whether it's for doubling approach or it's for formula approach, the answer you will get for the very first time will be the average time. Later on, you have to convert by applying your knowledge at how we can derive that particular point through our application of knowledge. Okay, चलिए बेटा लिखिए फॉर्मूला अप्रोच हेडिंग दीजिए आप इसमें लिखिए again this approach will provide us comma, the average time taken. Underline the word the average. Again, this formula provides us the average time taken. Please write down the formula from the screen, beta. It's y is equal to ax to the power b. It's y ax to the power b. Please copy each and every variable detail from the screen. Y is equal to, a is equal to, x is equal to, and b is equal to. And then we will start discussion. Y is equal to cumulative average time taken per unit or batch. Okay, beta, have you copied it? Okay, now let's start the discussion. Y is equal to ax to the power b. What is y? Again, the average time taken. It's again the average time taken. ये word बहुत important है. Average time taken. Whether you are computing through the doubling approach or the formula approach, the answer will be the average time. A is time taken to manufacture the very first unit. What is A? Time taken to manufacture the very first unit. Okay. What is X? The number of units for which you are calculating the average time. The number of units you are calculating the average time. What do you mean by units भी यहाँ पे दिया है, batches भी यहाँ पे दिया है. There are certain industry in which production will not be done in number of units. It will be done in batches. So the learning curve will not apply on terms of number of units. In those industry, the learning curve will apply in terms of number of batches. such as in pharmaceutical company. No pharmaceutical company will produce medicine on per tablet basis. It is produced on per batch basis, है ना. इसलिए यहाँ पे बैच नंबर भी लिखा हुआ था, देखते हो बेटा बहुत सारे प्रोडक्ट में. तो जहां पे बैचेस में प्रोडक्शन होता है, लर्निंग कर्व विल अप्लाई ऑन पर बैच बेसिस. व्हेनेवर प्रोडक्शन इज ऑन पर यूनिट बेसिस, तो वहां पे पर यूनिट पे आएगा जो भी हमें दिया हो. एंड बी इज द लर्निंग इंडेक्स और कोएफिशिएंट, है ना. ये आपको जनरली दिया रहता है. इफ दिस टॉपिक is directly available in your syllabus, then you must have the knowledge of log and anti-log. कितने लोगों को log और anti-log का नॉलेज है बेटा? कितने लोगों को log और anti-log का नॉलेज है? लॉग और एंटी लॉग का कितने लोगों को नॉलेज है बेटा? प्लीज कम्युनिकेट टू मी. Okay, beta. And no need of log or anti-log knowledge in this particular new syllabus of SCMP. If this topic is specially included in your syllabus now, then definitely you have to be very much familiar with the finding of log and anti-log. But since this is only applicable in some or 3 to 4 questions, in almost all of the questions, they have provided you the log detail of the point which you require to calculate. So at this point of time, particularly in paper number 5, the institute will not be providing you the log and anti-log table. Instead, whatever log and anti-log value you require now, that will be provided by the paper setter itself. Okay, so बच गए यहाँ पे, तो हम ऐसा बोल सकते हैं बच गए यहाँ पे. लॉग और एंटी लॉग क्या फाइंडिंग हमें कैलकुलेशन बिल्कुल भी नहीं करना है. चलिए देखिए बेटा, तो बताऊं फॉर्मूला अप्रोच में सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट क्या है. यहाँ पे स्ट्रक्चर बनाना सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट है. सपोज वी आर फाइंडिंग द टाइम टेकन टू मैन्युफैक्चर 20 यूनिट्स. टाइम टेकन टू मैन्युफैक्चर 20 यूनिट्स. ओके, तो यहां पे क्या आएगा बेटा? टाइम टेकन टू मैन्युफैक्चर फर्स्ट यूनिट. ओके, यहां पे क्या आएगा? टाइम टेकन, यहां पे 20 यूनिट्स आएगा, क्योंकि हम 20 यूनिट्स का टाइम टेकन निकालना चाह रहे हैं. और ये लर्निंग कोएफिशिएंट आएगा जो आपको दिया रहता है. For the next 30 minutes, we are not finding out any, we are not doing any calculation. Just we are focusing on structure part. Just we are focusing on structure part. For the first situation is, please copy this point in your copy. Please copy this situation in your copy, and then I will give you the time. चलिए बेटा, हम कोई कैलकुलेशन नहीं कर रहे हैं. मैं आपको कोई लर्निंग कर कोएफिशिएंट, टाइम टेकन बाय द वेरी फर्स्ट यूनिट कुछ भी नहीं दे रहा हूं. जस्ट आई वांट टू फोकस ऑन द स्ट्रक्चरल पार्ट. अगर आपको फर्स्ट सिचुएशन का आंसर निकालना है, कैन यू टेल मी इन लैंग्वेज व्हाट विल बी द कैलकुलेशन यू विल डू टू फाइंड आउट द टोटल लेबर टाइम रिक्वायर्ड टू प्रोड्यूस 32 यूनिट. I don't want the answer numerically. Okay, मैंने आपको कंटेंट ही नहीं दिया हूं कि टाइम टेकन बाय द वेरी फर्स्ट यूनिट कितना है. I have given you nothing. Just I want my student to be very much familiar about the structural part. If you know how to derive the structural part, then it will be very easy to fill in the blank with detail, and all the detail will be given by the question itself. Okay, so आप मुझे बताइए बेटा, मैं आपके रिप्लाई का वेट कर रहा हूं. How you will find out the total time required to produce 32 units. Once again I am telling you, I don't require the numerical answer, just I require the answer in language form कि सर हम ये कैलकुलेशन करेंगे, इन कैलकुलेशन के बाद ये जो रिजल्ट आएगा, this will be the time taken to manufacture 32 units. Okay, I'm waiting for your answers. Okay, beta, I think I have not explained very well regarding what I require from you. I do not require the calculation. Just tell me the step. So in step number 1, we will calculate this thing. And step number 2, we will get the answer through this. Okay. I don't require any calculation, beta. Na? Yes, Ajit Kumar, you have given me the correct answer, what I am expecting. Yes. I'm waiting for 1 more minute. Last 30 seconds, beta, to provide me the answer. Okay, so what will be the structural part? What will be the structural part? Please understand, beta. In step number 1, we will find out average time taken to manufacture 32 units. ये जो फॉर्मूला अप्रोच है, हम यहाँ पे टाइम टेकन बाय वेरी फर्स्ट यूनिट रखेंगे. हमें नहीं पता वो क्या है, वी डू नॉट नो राइट नाउ. यहाँ पे हम 32 यूनिट रखेंगे. सो द आंसर वी विल गेट इज एवरेज टाइम टेकन बाय यूनिट 32 unit, average time taken by 32 unit. But we require the total labor time required to produce 30 unit. So जो पहली step में हमारा आंसर आएगा, then in step number 2, that will be multiplied by 32 unit to get the total time required to produce 32 unit. Please लिखिए बेटा कॉपी में. step number 1. Find out average time required. Find out average time required to manufacture. Find out average time required to manufacture 32 units. Average time required to find out 32 units. Average time required to manufacture 32 units. Now write down step number 2. Step number 2. Total time required to produce 32 units. Total time required to produce 32 units is equal to average time of 32 units is equal to average time of 32 units multiply by, multiplication का साइन दीजिए, multiply by 32 units. समझ में आ गया बेटा? Structural part, we are not doing any calculation right now. Again, for the next 20-25 minutes, we are just focusing on the structural part. अगर आपको structural part आ गया, then just you have to fill up the detail and you will get the final answer. Okay, now any doubt in this point? Can I move further? Okay beta, now please copy situation number 2. There is a difference between situation number 1 and 2. When you look out situation number 1, then you will clearly find out the difference between situation number 1 and 2. In situation number 1, we have to find out the time taken to manufacture 32 units. While in situation number 2, we have to find out time taken to manufacture unit number 32. Unit number 32 को manufacture करने में हमें कितना time लगेगा? And my dear student, please take your time, okay? Because I think it requires minimum 4 to 5 minutes to find out the structure, how we can find out the time taken by unit number 32. Okay, really it's a challenge for you, beta, undoubtedly, because you are studying this concept for the very first time. But I will be very happy if all the students try, and even your answer is 30-40% correct now, I am very happy. At least you are trying now, that matters most to me and also to you, because that will only provide you confidence required to appear for those examination of 3 hours. Okay, so please try on your own. Might be you will be able to properly draft the structure to find out the time required to produce unit number 32. And I'm giving you a hint, beta, this thing will be find out in 5 steps. आपको टोटल 5 स्टेप डिराइव करना पड़ेगा, तब जाके आपका ये आंसर आएगा इन द लास्ट स्टेप, स्टेप नंबर 5. ओके, तो थोड़ा सा लेंदी स्ट्रक्चर पार्ट है, कैलकुलेशन पार्ट नहीं चाहिए, स्ट्रक्चरल पार्ट है. सोचिए कैसे क्या आप इसको कैलकुलेट कर सकते हैं स्ट्रक्चर वाइज. Two student has provided me the correct answer. Really, I'm very much delighted because both the student have given me the correct answer, Mr. Ajit Rathod and Kanimoji. I'm waiting for some more correct answer, beta. Next name can be yours. Aniket, beta, not the correct one. Please reconsider your answer. And now I got the third correct answer from Miss Lanka Balashri. Okay, very good, beta. Very good, Bhavin. You also provided me the correct answer. Okay. Out of 5 answer, beta, I have got correct answer from 4 students. That's very, very encouraging. Last 1 minute I am giving to you. No, Bhamik, that's not the correct way to calculate the same, beta. It will not give you the answer required by the question. Last 1 minute. Okay, बेटा. So I am starting. देखिए इसको कैसे सॉल्व करेंगे. इट्स वेरी वेरी सिंपल एंड लॉजिकल वन, अनडाउटेड. देखिए हमें निकालना है टाइम टेकन बाय यूनिट नंबर 32. 32वीं यूनिट को बनाने में कितना समय लगा, वी हैव टू फाइंड इट आउट. सो फर्स्ट स्टेप विल बी, वी विल फाइंड आउट टाइम टेकन, नॉट टाइम टेकन, we will find out average time to manufacture 32 units. Okay, then we will find out total time to manufacture 32 units is equal to step number 1, जिसने हमें एवरेज टाइम दिया है, मल्टीप्लाई बाय 32 यूनिट्स. यही 2 स्टेप्स हमने आंसर निकाला था फॉर रिक्वायरमेंट पार्ट नंबर 1, टाइम टेकन, टोटल टाइम टेकन टू मैन्युफैक्चर 32 यूनिट, वो आ गया. बट इन दिस क्वेश्चन, इन सेकंड क्वेश्चन, वी रिक्वायर टाइम टेकन टू मैन्युफैक्चर यूनिट नंबर 32. तो अब देखिए ये तो आया यूनिट 32 यूनिट को बनाने में कितना टाइम लगेगा. नाउ वी विल कैलकुलेट एवरेज टाइम टेकन टू मैन्युफैक्चर 31 यूनिट. और हम बिल्कुल फॉर्मूला अप्रोच से हम कोई भी यूनिट के लिए एवरेज टाइम फाइंड आउट कर सकते हैं. देन इन स्टेप नंबर 4 वी विल फाइंड आउट टोटल टाइम टू मैन्युफैक्चर 31 यूनिट्स. तो क्या कैलकुलेशन होगा बेटा इसका, स्टेप नंबर 3 मल्टीप्लाई बाय 31 यूनिट्स. और क्या रिक्वायरमेंट पार्ट था, टाइम टेकन बाय unit number 32. So it will be the difference of time taken by unit number 32. It is the difference of time taken by 32 unit, that is step number 2, minus time taken by 31 unit, that is step number 4. So this is the final answer, how to calculate the time taken by a particular unit. In this particular case 32 unit. क्लियर है बेटा. चलिए कोई डाउट है तो पूछिए आप मुझसे. एनी डाउट बेटा? बड़े आगे अपन? Okay, now I am giving you situation number third. तो देखिए सबसे पहले हमने निकाल लिया टोटल टाइम रिक्वायर्ड फॉर 32 यूनिट लेस टोटल टाइम रिक्वायर्ड फॉर 31 यूनिट, ये हमारा फाइनल आंसर है। तो हमें पहले y निकालना पड़ेगा 32 यूनिट के लिए, y निकालना पड़ेगा 31 यूनिट के लिए, फिर टोटल टाइम निकालना पड़ेगा 32 यूनिट 31 यूनिट। तो ये हो गई टोटल हमारी फोर स्टेप, एंड दिस इज स्टेप नंबर 5, total time required for 32 unit less total time required for 31 unit. It will give you time required by unit number 32. Okay, chलिए now situation number third. I already told you that there will be three stages. I already told you that there will be three stages. The first stage will be the learning curve stage. The first stage will be the learning curve stage. The second stage will be the stable stage, जहां पे जो टाइम जितना लग रहा है उतना ही लगेगा, neither it will increase nor it will decrease, and thereafter the boredom stage will start. So in this particular question there are two stages given. The first stage is also given regarding the learning stage and the second stage is also given regarding the stability stage. तो देखिए बेटा पढ़िए पहले, लर्निंग विल कंटिन्यू टिल प्रोडक्शन ऑफ 120 यूनिट, मतलब 120 यूनिट तक तो आपका जो टाइम टेकन टू प्रोड्यूस एवरी सक्सेस यूनिट विल बी लेस, कम होता जाएगा। बट 120 यूनिट बनाने के बाद नाउ लर्निंग स्टेज विल बी ओवर, नाउ द स्टेबिलिटी स्टेज विल बी देयर, और आपको क्या फाइंड आउट करना है? फाइंड आउट टाइम रिक्वायर्ड टू प्रोड्यूस फर्स्ट 150 यूनिट। यहां पे कर दीजिए बेटा फर्स्ट 150 यूनिट। ओके, सो आई एम गिविंग यू टाइम अगेन 5 to 6 minutes to fall on your own structural part. Okay, फर्स्ट 150 यूनिट्स के लिए मुझे आप स्ट्रक्चर बना के बताइए ये कैसे फाइंड आउट होगा। ओके, अगेन इट विल बी अ 5 step कैलकुलेशन। फाइंड आउट टाइम रिक्वायर्ड टू प्रोड्यूस 150 यूनिट्स। क्वेश्चन जरूर कॉपी कर लीजिएगा बेटा, इट विल बी हेल्पफुल एट द टाइम ऑफ रिवीजन। Take your time, beta. Now, no hurry. Again, 3 to 4 minutes are still available with you. Ajit Rathod, beta, not correct this time. Please reconsider your answer. Lanka Balashri, beta, you are almost correct. Only the last step is incorrect, beta. You are almost correct. Your first 5 steps are up to the mark. Only the last step is incorrect one. Lanka Balashri. No, Bhavin, not the correct structure, beta. Please reconsider your answer. Again, 2 or 3 minutes are available. Don't give up, beta. You have 100% efforts while deriving the structure for this particular question. ओके बेटा, नाउ चेक कीजिए कैसे हम इसको फाइंड आउट करेंगे स्ट्रक्चर। अ वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट, प्लीज लिसन वेरी केयरफुली बेटा। फाइनल आंसर हमारा ये रहेगा, टाइम हमें निकालना है, टाइम रिक्वायर्ड टू मैन्युफैक्चर 150 यूनिट। फर्स्ट 150 यूनिट्स को बनाने में हमें कितना समय लगेगा। ठीक है साहब। सो ये एक बात तो कंफर्म है, जो हमारी लर्निंग स्टेज है वो कब तक चलेगी, 120 यूनिट्स तक चलेगी। ओके, सो फर्स्ट पॉइंट इज टोटल टाइम required for first 120 unit. Total time required for first 120 units. पहली 120 यूनिट को मैन्युफैक्चर करने में हमें कितना समय लगेगा। फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल वी विल फाइंड आउट दिस टोटल टाइम रिक्वायर्ड फॉर फर्स्ट 120 यूनिट प्लस टाइम रिक्वायर्ड फॉर यूनिट्स 121 250, क्योंकि जो ये 121 250 है ये स्टेबिलिटी स्टेज वाली है। ठीक है। सो ये जो पॉइंट है इसको निकालना बड़ा सिंपल है, ये दो स्टेप में निकल जाएगा। टोटल टाइम रिक्वायर्ड फॉर फर्स्ट 120 यूनिट। सो स्टेप नंबर 1 विल बी एवरेज टाइम, हम निकालेंगे एवरेज टाइम टू मैन्युफैक्चर 120 यूनिट्स। ठीक है। एंड सेकेंड स्टेप में टोटल टाइम फॉर 120 यूनिट्स, total time for 120 units is equal to step number 1 multiply by 120. It's very, very easy. Now, the most important point is how to calculate the time taken by 121, 122, 123 and onward. This is the most important part. Time taken to manufacture first 20 units are very simple. We already calculated. Now the most important thing is how much time each unit will take from unit number 121. ठीक है। Ask yourself a question, when the learning stop, learning stage कब complete हो गई, on 120th unit, 120 यूनिट। तो जितना टाइम यूनिट नंबर 120 को मैन्युफैक्चर करने में लगा है, आई हैव नॉट सेड 120 यूनिट को मैन्युफैक्चर करने में लगा है, आई हैव सेड जितना टाइम यूनिट नंबर 120 को मैन्युफैक्चर करने में लगा है, अब वहां पे मेरी लर्निंग स्टेज खत्म हो चुकी है। अब उतना ही टाइम हमारा 121 122 ऑनवर्ड्स लगता जाएगा। तो हमने फर्स्ट स्टेप में निकाला है टाइम टेकन टू मैन्युफैक्चर 120 यूनिट। हमारा टारगेट रहेगा वी हैव टू फाइंड आउट टाइम टेकन टू मैन्युफैक्चर यूनिट नंबर 120, यूनिट नंबर 120, because whatever time unit number 120 has taken and learning stage complete at that particular point, now for further unit the time taken by unit number 120 will be the time taken for any unit subsequently produced, है ना। तो स्टेप नंबर 3 में अब हम ये निकालेंगे एवरेज टाइम टू मैन्युफैक्चर 119 यूनिट्स। Again, total time for 119 units is equal to step number 3 multiply by 119 units. Okay, and now fifth point, time taken by unit number 120 is equal to step number 2 minus step number 4. और यही वो टाइम है, दिस इज द टाइम विच विल बी रिक्वायर्ड फॉर एवरी यूनिट प्रोड्यूस्ड आफ्टर यूनिट नंबर 120। अब 121 को भी बनाने में उतना ही समय लगेगा जितना यूनिट नंबर 120 को बनाने में लगा है, बिकॉज व्हेन यूनिट नंबर 120 कंप्लीट द लर्निंग स्टेज स्टॉप। अब कोई भी लर्निंग नहीं आएगी। तो जितना समय यूनिट नंबर 120 को लगा है उतना ही समय आगे वाली यूनिट को लगेगा। तो यहां पे एक स्टार बना दीजिए और लिखिए बेटा स्टार का मतलब, इट विल बी, स्टार का मतलब लिखिए बेटा कहीं पे अब आप, इट विल बी टाइम टेकन बाय यूनिट नंबर 120, इट विल बी टाइम टेकन बाय यूनिट नंबर 120 multiply by 30 units. Time taken by unit number 1, time taken by unit number 120 multiply by 30 units. ब्रैकेट में लिख दीजिएगा 150 minus 120. 150 minus 120. चलिए बेटा, वेटिंग फॉर योर डाउट. अगर आपका कोई भी डाउट है तो यू कैन आस्क मी, आई विल क्लैरिफाई दैट वन. Any doubt, beta? In the calculation part, structural part, we have not done any calculation. I am waiting for your reply. Okay, no doubt. Anyone? Okay. Now let's take a break of 15 minutes, beta. Thereafter, we will start topic of this particular chapter number 4, Pareto analysis. Okay. So in my watch, it's 1934. Okay. So we will meet at 1939, 49. Okay. चलिए बेटा, वेलकम बैक। फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल अ क्वेरी वी कैन सॉल्व। भौमिक की क्वेरी है, for if time is stable from 120 to 150, then why we multiply by 30 unit? ओके बेटा, भौमिक ध्यान से सुनिए बेटा। लर्निंग कर का बेनिफिट ये होता है कि एज द नंबर ऑफ यूनिट्स प्रोड्यूस बाय द वर्कर, more the number of units produced by the worker, time taken by every subsequent unit will decrease. When learning curve ends, it doesn't mean that whatever units we are manufacturing, the total time required by the all the further unit will remain same. स्टेबल स्टेज का मतलब होता है अगर यूनिट नंबर 120 को बनाने में सपोज 15 आवर्स लगे हैं, सपोज यूनिट नंबर 120 को मैन्युफैक्चर करने में 15 आवर्स लगे, so now since the learning stage has been exhausted, now whenever you are manufacturing any units after 120, there will be no benefit available to the organization of learning curve. Now every unit from 120th unit will take 15 hours each to manufacture. जबकि 100 यूनिट बनाने में क्या हुआ, 100 यूनिट बनाने में अगर 20 आवर्स लगे होंगे तो 101 यूनिट को मैन्युफैक्चर करने के लिए 19.6 आवर लगे होंगे, 110 यूनिट को बनाने के लिए सपोज 17 आवर्स लगे होंगे। तो जैसे जैसे हम यूनिट बड़ा बनाते जा रहे हैं हमारा टाइम टेकन कम होता जा रहा है पर यूनिट। बट व्हेन लर्निंग स्टेज स्टॉप, दैट इज द स्टेबल स्टेज स्टार्ट, तो वहां पे हमें ये जो रिडक्शन इन टाइम पर यूनिट है वो नहीं मिलता है। तो जो यूनिट नंबर 120 को मैन्युफैक्चर करने में जितना भी समय लगा है उतना ही समय अब आगे वाली हर यूनिट को बनाने में लगेगा, है ना। पर यूनिट का टाइम स्टेबल हो गया है बेटा, टोटल टाइम स्टेबल नहीं हुआ है भौमिक, पर यूनिट का टाइम स्टेबल हो गया है। ओके, तो क्या क्लियर हुआ भौमिक आपको ये पॉइंट? Please revert with yes or no so that we can proceed with a new topic of this chapter, Pareto analysis. दीजिए बेटा, हेडिंग दीजिए अपनी कॉपी में, Pareto analysis. Pareto analysis. Have you heard this word 80-20 rule? Because nowadays the young generation is very fond of reading the motivational book and the other content book. Okay, so might be in some of the motivational book you have heard this word 80-20 rule, and if yes, can you please provide me some information on this 80-20 rule? What do you mean by 80-20 rule? The same point is available in Pareto analysis. Pareto analysis, it becomes so common that now it is known as 80-20 rule commonly. Have you heard this concept of 80-20 rule? I'm waiting, beta. If anyone has heard or applied this concept, can you provide me some detail? Because this is a very common in management books. Okay, Fatima have answered for 80% of result is based on 20% of effort. Yes, beta, that's the meaning of 80-20 rule. Have you applied this rule, Fatima, somewhere in your life? 80-20 rule? Okay, beta. Now coming to this topic given by Mr. Wilfredo Pareto. Wilfredo Pareto. Congratulations, Vaishnavi. Vaishnavi has seen the recorded lecture classes. Okay. Now she wants to thank you for wonderful teaching. She has cleared in May 2022. Congratulations, Vaishnavi Suresh. We wish you best luck, beta, for your very bright career. Okay. चलिए बेटा, अब आते हैं अपन अपने टॉपिक पे, Pareto analysis. So this concept is given by Wilfredo Pareto. Wilfredo Pareto is an Italian economist. Wilfredo Pareto is an Italian economist इन्होंने एक रिसर्च किया था अपने होम कंट्री इटली में. द कंसेप्ट हैज बीन गिवन बाय विल्फ्रेडो परेटो, एन इटालियन इकोनॉमिस्ट. इन्होंने एक रिसर्च किया था अपने कंट्री में इकोनॉमी से रिलेटेड, एंड द ऑब्जर्वेशन इज 80% of wealth of Italy, 80% of wealth of Italy is owned by just 20% of the Italians. 1896 में इन्होंने एक रिसर्च किया था अपनी इकोनॉमी पर, और इनकी फाइंडिंग क्या थी? 80% of the Italy wealth is owned by 20% of the Italians. In other words, just 20% of wealth, Italian wealth, is being shared by 80% Italians. Okay, so इन्होंने 80% of wealth or in Italy belong to 20% of the population. तो सबसे पहले लिखिए बेटा, author, give the heading first, Pareto analysis. Give the heading Pareto analysis. Write down the very first point, author. This concept has been given by मिस्टर विल्फ्रेडो परीटो. स्पेलिंग आपको स्क्रीन में मिल जाएगी बेटा. विल्फ्रेडो परीटो, कॉमा, एन इटालियन इकोनॉमिस्ट, comma, who observed that 80% of the wealth of Italy is owned by 20% of the Italians. 80% wealth of the Italy is owned by 20% of the Italians. This is the observation of Wilfredo Pareto way back 120 years back in 1896. Second point, commonly this analysis is known as 80-20 rule. Commonly this analysis is known as 80-20 rule. Commonly this analysis is known as 80-20 rule. Now the big question to you is whether this concept can be applied in business. If such an 80-20 rule can be applicable to cost management, the big question, and the answer is yes. One more author is there, Joseph M. Juran, who has practically demonstrated this Pareto analysis concept, how this Pareto analysis concept can be applied in the business area regarding the cost management. Although the analysis name is Pareto analysis, but the real business application has been given by Joseph M. Juran. Can you tell me, beta, this author we have heard somewhere in the previous chapter? I think it's chapter number 2. If you can recall on which other area this author has contributed, on which topic, Joseph M. Juran. Can you please try to recall on which topic this author has also contributed, and that topic is in chapter number 2. And the topic is cost of quality. Cost of quality and total quality management. In dono topic mein, the author Joseph M. Juran has also contributed a lot. But in Pareto analysis, whether 80-20 rule or the Pareto analysis finding can be applied to the business application, and the answer is yes. This business application has been practically demonstrated by the author Joseph M. Juran. है ना? लिखिए बेटा third point. Whether 80-20 rule, whether 80-20 rule is applicable to business, whether 80-20 rule is applicable to business? Question mark. Next line. The answer is yes. Full stop. Mr. Joseph M. Juran, Mr. Joseph M. Juran has practically demonstrated comma, how an organization can be benefited, has practically demonstrated how an organization can be benefited by applying the Pareto analysis in cost management. है ना? इसी ऑथर ने आपको एक प्रैक्टिकल टॉपिक भी प्रोवाइड किया है इसी पर्टिकुलर चैप्टर में, एंड दैट प्रैक्टिकल टॉपिक इज नोन एज परीटो चार्ट. ओके बेटा, चलिए देखिए क्या बेस है इसका ना, क्या कंसेप्ट है इसका, पढ़ते हैं इसको. 80% ऑफ द रिजल्ट, 80% of the result come from only 20% of efforts. इन्हें बोला जाता है वाइटल फ्यू. आप 20% एफर्ट्स पर फोकस कीजिए, दे आर प्रोवाइडिंग यू 80% रिजल्ट. Result can be turnover, result can be profit, result can be wealth, anything. While the remaining 20% result are achieved by providing 80% of effort, इसको बोला जाता है ट्राइवल मीनिंग. So management should first focus on vital few and then it should focus on tribal many, because vital few, that is 20% of effort, वहां पे आप सर्च कीजिए जो आपको 80% रिजल्ट प्रोवाइड करते हैं. है ना? लिखिए बेटा इसको, रेड पेन से लिखिएगा, वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट है ना, ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट कंसेप्ट है, इसको रेड पेन से लिखिएगा. गिव द सब हेडिंग कंसेप्ट. पूरा कॉपी कर दीजिए जो स्क्रीन में दिख रहा है आपको. 80% ऑफ द रिजल्ट्स, 80% of the results come from only 20% of efforts. 80% of the results come from only 20% of efforts. कॉमा known as vital few. vital few को अंडरलाइन कर दीजिएगा. Next line, while the remaining 20% results are achieved by 80% efforts, while the remaining 20% results are achieved by 80% efforts. ब्रैकेट में लिखिए बेटा, known as tribal meaning. You can get the spelling from the screen. Tribal meaning. क्लियर हुआ बेटा कंसेप्ट आपको? 20% ऑफ एफर्ट्स आर प्रोवाइडिंग यू 80% ऑफ द रिजल्ट. 20% of efforts are providing 80% of the result. You can check the diagram. I have provided you the same definition part through diagram. 20% efforts, 80% result. 80% efforts, you are getting only 20%. Just a minute, beta. Give me a minute, beta. Give me a minute. Okay. So I understood this concept. 20% efforts are providing you 80% result. In other words, 20% efforts, 80% result, while 80% efforts will provide you the 20% result. Whether this ratio of 20-80 fixed, yes or no? What do you think? Whether this ratio of 20-80 fixed, or it can be changeable? Waiting for your answers. Whether ratio of 80-20 is fixed or it can be altered. Definitely, beta, there is no rigidity. If this is the rigidity, then it will not be applied in the real life. Important thing are vital few, trivial meaning. Vital few, trivial meaning. Okay. So it can be 30% efforts, 70% result. Even the total need not necessarily be 100%. It can be 35% efforts, 70% result. 35% efforts, 70% result. Important point is vital few are providing you the bigger result. Repeat with me. Vital few are providing me the big picture. Such vital few can be 20. Such vital few can be 15 to 35%. It doesn't matter. What matter is less efforts are providing you the bigger picture. Clear, beta? So, likhiye. Next point. This ratio of 80-20 cannot be rigid one. Fatima, just wait, beta. That doubt will be cleared. Huh? Just wait for another 15 minutes. Definitely your doubt will be cleared by further content. That 80-20 ratio cannot be a rigid one. The basic premise is that vital few, the basic premise is that vital few, write down in bracket, it can be 15 to 35% ratio. It can be 15 to 35% ratio. bracket close, will provide you the bigger result. Will provide you the bigger result. Okay, so the concept has been given by Vilfredo Pareto, who is an Italian economist, but the business application has been given by Mr. Joseph M. Juran in the 5 business application. Very, very important disclaimer, beta. There can be n number of business application of 80-20 rule, but as a student, we are having minimum 5 business application and maximum 5 business application. Whenever a question will be asked in your attempt regarding the business application, you cannot write any fixed point. The minimum and maximum business application for a CA final student for a question based on business application of Pareto analysis, there could be only this 5 business application. Okay, while in reality there can be n number of business application undoubtedly. So first of all, beta, let's check out from a real life example, practical insight on Pareto analysis. चलिए, तो एक काम करते हैं, अपन एक एक चालू करते हैं, उसी के साथ वो प्रैक्टिकल इनसाइट देखेंगे. सो गिव द हेडिंग बेटा, बिजनेस एप्लीकेशन ऑफ Pareto एनालिसिस, और इसको इंपॉर्टेंट टिक कीजिएगा, इस चैप्टर में इंपॉर्टेंट है. बिजनेस एप्लीकेशन ऑफ Pareto एनालिसिस. Business application of Pareto analysis. Next line. The following are the 5 business application. The following are the 5 business application, comma, demonstrated by Mr. Joseph M. Juran. Write down one by one, beta ना. सबसे first next line में लिखे first point, pricing of a product. Pricing of a product. Second point लिखे customer profitability analysis. Customer profitability analysis. Write down third point, ABC analysis. ABC analysis dash stock control. ABC analysis dash stock control. Next, application in activity-based costing. Application in activity-based costing. And the last point is quality control. And the last point is quality control. Clear, beta? These are the minimum and maximum 5 business applications for a chartered final CA final students. Okay. In real life, there can be n number of business application of Pareto analysis. Okay. So now, whenever a theoretical question has been asked by you regarding the business application, you have to write this 5 point. And now, very important, each and every 5 point will be bifurcated into 2 para. Please listen very carefully, beta. Each and every business application will be bifurcated into 2 para. The first para will tell you, you have to write down what is 80 and what is 20. And in the next para, you have to give the benefit by applying this Pareto analysis in this business application. Once again, I am repeating, beta. Okay, just write down, beta. Tip for examination. लिखिए उसी में आप. कंटिन्यू कीजिए नेक्स्ट लाइन में, टिप फॉर एग्जामिनेशन। Whenever the above theoretical question if asked, whenever the above theoretical question if asked, comma, we will bifurcate our answer in two parts. Next line में लिखे, in the first part we will define, in the first part we will define what if 20 and what if 80. In the first part we will define what if 20 and what if 80. Next line, in the second part we will define, in the second part we will define how the management will be benefited, how the management will be benefited by applying this concept. How the management will be benefited by applying this concept. ओके बेटा, नाउ चलिए, सबसे पहला बिजनेस एप्लीकेशन है हमारा प्राइसिंग ऑफ अ प्रोडक्ट, प्राइसिंग ऑफ अ प्रोडक्ट। सो व्हाट विल बी 20, व्हाट विल बी 80, ध्यान से सुनिएगा बेटा। There are n number of products that is being sold by each and every company. Not every product will provide you the same profit or turnover. Okay, so in pricing of a product, you have to find out those 20% product. We are not talking about the quantity, we are talking about the type of product. You have to identify those 20% of the product which are generating 80% of the revenue or profit. I already told you, beta, 20% is not rigid. It can be 15%, it can be 25%, it can be 30%. But one thing is sure and logical, each and every product of the organization is not contributing equal turnover or equal profit. Some of the product, vital few, are contributing a larger proportion of the turnover, larger proportion of the profit. So 20 is 20% of the product, while 80 is 80% of turnover. This is the first para. In the second para, you will write down how this benefit. Now this 20% product pricing will be handled by the strategic level of management. In simple word, the top management. This 20% product pricing will be handled by the strategic level of management, that is the top management, while the remaining 80% product pricing will be delegated to the middle or lower level of management. Because if management want to focus on each and every product, it will not be able to do justice. So they will focus on only vital few, while the remaining product pricing will be delegated to the tactical or subordinate level of management. Clear बेटा? Pricing of product. तो इसमें 20 क्या 80 क्या है? 20 is 20% of product, 80 is 80% of turnover or profit. And second पैरा क्या benefit होगा? हम 20% प्रोडक्ट जो वाइटल फ्यू है उसकी प्राइसिंग कौन हैंडल करेगा? टॉप मैनेजमेंट। क्योंकि अगर उनकी प्राइसिंग में थोड़ी भी गड़बड़ हो जाती है, देन योर 80% टर्नओवर इज एट स्टेक। ओके, तो देखिए इसका एक बिजनेस एप्लीकेशन भी मैंने आपको दिया हूं, प्रैक्टिकल एप्लीकेशन है इसका। अगर हम एप्पल कंपनी का एग्जांपल लेते हैं, एप्पल इज हैविंग मल्टीपल प्रोडक्ट फ्रॉम स्मार्ट वॉच टू आईपैड टू आईफोन टू ईयरबड, मेनी प्रोडक्ट आर देयर। एप्पल के बहुत सारे प्रोडक्ट है, पीसी भी आता है बेटा उनका, पर्सनल कंप्यूटर, ठीक है। अब हर प्रोडक्ट इक्वली थोड़ी कंट्रीब्यूट करता है ना? कैन यू टेल मी वन सिंगल प्रोडक्ट विच इज ऑलमोस्ट कंट्रीब्यूटिंग 50 to 60% ऑफ द टोटल एप्पल्स रेवेन्यू? उनके पास पीसी भी है, उनके पास ईयरफोन भी है, स्मार्ट वॉचेस भी है, फोन्स भी है, डिफरेंट प्रोडक्ट आर देयर विद आईफोन, है ना, एप्पल कंपनी। तो एप्पल कंपनी में वो कौन सा एक प्रोडक्ट आपको लगता है जो ऑलमोस्ट कॉन्ट्रीब्यूटिंग मोर देन 50-60% ऑफ द टोटल रेवेन्यू और प्रॉफिट ऑफ द ऑर्गेनाइजेशन? प्लीज शेयर योर व्यूज बेटा। डेफिनेटली द मोबाइल फोन, कॉमनली भी नोन है आईफोन, है ना। और ये डेटा भी आप देखेंगे बेटा, डेफिनेटली दिस इज द डेटा। जो आप ये ब्लू देख रहे हैं ना, दिस इज द सेल ऑफ आईफोन सेल, है ना। तो कई सारे प्रोडक्ट है, लेकिन जब आप देखेंगे अ सिंगल प्रोडक्ट इज कॉन्ट्रीब्यूटिंग, अ वाइटल फी इज कॉन्ट्रीब्यूटिंग मेजोरिटी ऑफ द रेवेन्यू। सो जब भी आईफोन के प्रोडक्ट की प्राइसिंग की बात आएगी, दैट विल बी हैंडल्ड बाय द स्ट्रेटेजिक लेवल ऑफ मैनेजमेंट, क्योंकि ये प्रोडक्ट की प्राइसिंग में अगर कुछ भी इश्यू आता है, देन 80% ऑफ टर्नओवर इज एट स्टेक। क्लियर हुआ बेटा आपको? चलिए, प्रैक्टिकल एग्जांपल के बाद देखा है अपन ने। अब आप मुझे बताइए, सेकंड बिजनेस एप्लीकेशन है कस्टमर प्रॉफिटेबिलिटी एनालिसिस। कस्टमर प्रॉफिटेबिलिटी एनालिसिस, कैन यू प्लीज अप्लाई योर माइंड to find out what is 20% in customer profitability analysis and what is 80%, है ना। एक बार ट्राई कीजिए बेटा, गिव इट अ ट्राई। what could be the 80% and what could be the 20% in customer profitability analysis? ट्राई कीजिए बेटा ना, नथिंग टू लूज एट योर एंड। Okay, Soham has answered 20% of product of a company. No, beta, this is not the point. Kanimoji has answered number of customer and profit earned from them. Okay, okay, very good. Fatima has also answered the same. Bhavin, okay, very good beta. अजीत राठौड़, वेरी गुड बेटा, वेरी गुड। देखिए, तो कस्टमर प्रॉफिटेबिलिटी एनालिसिस में होगा 20% ऑफ द कस्टमर्स contribute 80% of the sales or profit. And this is somewhat true, beta, na? If you are having, suppose 1000 customer, not at all the 1000 customer will generate repeated sale for your company. Out of that, 20 to 30% vital few are generating 80% approximately revenue or turnover of the company. ये फर्स्ट पैरा हुआ। सेकेंड पैरा में हम क्या बताएंगे? This 20% customer again has to be handled by the strategic level of management, because अगर ये आपसे नाराज हो जाते हैं ना, then again your 80% revenue is at stake, है ना बड़े बेटा। चलिए, अब आते हैं अपन थर्ड बिजनेस एप्लीकेशन में। वही दिया बेटा, 20% ऑफ योर क्लाइंट्स are driving 80% of your business. Once again, I am telling this 20% can be 30%, can be 35%. The point is, vital few are contributing a bigger picture. ठीक है, चलिए नेक्स्ट, ABC analysis stock control. Have you heard this word ABC analysis stock control at inter level? Okay, so यहां पे बोला जाता है ABC analysis stock control में you are having n number of स्टॉक आइटम्स इन द स्टोर डिपार्टमेंट, है ना। अब आप एक बार ट्राई कीजिए बेटा, स्टॉक कंट्रोल के केस में 20 क्या होना चाहिए, 80 क्या होना चाहिए, जरा सोचिए आप। What will be the 20 and 80 in case of stock control? It will be 20% of the items in store are contributing 80% of the investment. तो जो आपका 80% ऑफ इन्वेस्टमेंट है, जो भी 80% आइटम्स कॉस्ट है, टोटल स्टोर कॉस्ट है, वो सिर्फ 20% वाइटल फ्यू कॉन्स्टिट्यूट करते हैं. So 20% are the number of items which constitute almost 80% of your total store's investment. So second पैरा हम क्या लिखेंगे? In 20% वाइटल फ्यू की परचेजिंग का डिसीजन कौन लेगा? अगेन स्ट्रेटेजिक लेवल ऑफ मैनेजमेंट. बिकॉज अगर इनकी क्वांटिटी आप कोई भी रीजन से ज्यादा परचेज कर लेते हो, इट विल ब्लॉक अ ह्यूज कैपिटल ऑफ द ऑर्गेनाइजेशन. सो इन एबीसी कंट्रोल, स्टॉक कंट्रोल में हम लिखेंगे 20% आर द नंबर ऑफ आइटम्स which is constituting 80% of our total stock investment. So this 20% vital few items purchase decision will be handled by the strategic level. और बचे हुए 80% items का जो भी purchase decision है, that will be handled by the subordinate management. नहीं बेटा, यहां पे स्टॉक नहीं लिख सकते. अगर आप देखिए, बहुत सारे बच्चों ने बोला है 20% ऑफ स्टॉक में प्रोवाइड 80% ऑफ बिजनेस प्रॉफिट. नो, अगर अपन ये लिखेंगे तो इनडायरेक्टली इट बिलोंग्स टू फर्स्ट बिजनेस एप्लीकेशन, प्रोडक्ट प्राइसिंग ऑफ अ प्रोडक्ट. यहां पे अगर हम स्टॉक की बात करें तो स्पेसिफिकली हमारे को स्टॉक के इन्वेस्टमेंट की बात करना है. क्लियर है? चलिए, अब आते हैं अपन नेक्स्ट बिजनेस एप्लीकेशन में. एप्लीकेशन इन एक्टिविटी बेस्ड कॉस्टिंग. Do you have any idea beta about activity based costing? Although it will be covered in chapter number 9. Chapter number 9 जो strategic analysis of operating income है, we will cover activity based costing in that. But I think you are already having knowledge because it's a chapter at inter level, activity based costing. Okay, यहाँ पे दो terminology use होती है, cost driver and cost pull. Cost driver and cost pull, है ना? What is cost driver? Cost driver is the factor which drives the cost pull of a particular activity. There are two terminologies in activity based costing that we will understand while dealing with chapter number 9, strategic analysis of operating income. Hope you have comfortably gained knowledge at interlevel regarding this topic, activity based costing. So I am just revising those two terminologies that have been used at interlevel. One is cost driver and the other is cost pull. Cost driver is the factor that drives the cost pull of a particular activity. Okay, and the cost pull is simply the cost, indirect cost of that particular activity. Cost pull is indirect cost of that particular activity. तो ध्यान दीजिए बेटा, यहाँ पे 20 और 80% क्या होगा? 20% of cost drivers, 20% of cost driver constitute 80% of the total overhead. 20% of the cost driver constitute 80% of the total overhead. Therefore, the top management should have a strict control on this 20% vital few driver so that they can directly control 80% of the indirect cost. Clear beta? Might be thoda bhi aap uncomfortable rahenge if you are not able to recall the concept of inter, but rest assured beta, when you have completed chapter number 9, then the terminology cost driver and cost pull will be very easy. Okay? And the last business application is quality control. Quality control. यहां पे आप सोचिए बेटा, 20% क्या होना चाहिए और 80% क्या होना चाहिए. इट्स अ वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट. क्वालिटी कंट्रोल में 20% क्या होना चाहिए और 80% क्या होना चाहिए. जस्ट थिंक, आई एम गिविंग यू 1 minute ऑफ टाइम. ये सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट है, इसमें 20 और 80% सर्च करना. Please communicate, beta. I'm waiting for your answer. What is 20% and what is 80% in quality control? So, beta, it's basically 20% of the causes, reason, are contributing towards 80% of the customer problems. 20% of the cause are contributing towards 80% of the customer problem. If you can focus on that vital few 20%, straightforward, you have resolved 80% of your customer complaint. I have given you an example of a hospital in which there are different complaints from dose mix to the unauthorized drug. But if this vital few, 3 to 4 reasons you can control or you can resolve, then you will solve almost 80% of your problem, customer problem. The remaining will constitute just 20% of the total complaint ratio. So 20% of the causes are contributing towards 80% of the problem. So top management should have a priority to resolve that 20% vital vital few causes, so that 80% consumer problem can be resolved straight away. Okay, beta? Chलो. Now it's time for reading from the study material. जो भी concept है, एक बार आप उसको study material से read out कीजिए, and then we will move towards the practical topic of this Pareto analysis. आप आइए बेटा पेज नंबर पेज नंबर 32 एंड पेज नंबर 33 में यहां तक आप एक बार रीड आउट कीजिए ना, पेज नंबर 32 एंड 33 तक यहां तक आप रीड आउट कीजिए. कुछ भी अगर आपको डाउट है यू कैन आस्क मी, हम उसको पहले सॉल्व करेंगे, फिर ही हम इसके न्यूमेरिकल क्वेश्चंस में हमें आगे बढ़ना है. ओके, यहां तक आपको पढ़ना है पेज नंबर 33 तक, वाइटल फ्यू तक एक बार आप रीडिंग लगाइए. कंप्लीट 5 मिनट्स आई एम गिविंग टू यू, एंड वॉट एवर इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट्स यू थिंक, please underline at the same time so that it can be helpful at the time of revision. प्लीज रीड आउट वेरी केयरफुली बेटा, और जो भी इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट्स लगते हैं बात क्या है तो आप उसको वहां पे मार्क कर लीजिए। Last 1 or 2 minutes beta to read out the content. ओके बेटा, पढ़ लिया आपने? चलिए, नाउ अ प्रैक्टिकल क्वेश्चन इज देयर रिगार्डिंग द परेटो एनालिसिस। ओके, बहुत सिंपल सा इसका स्टेटमेंट है, इट्स वेरी इजी। मतलब मान के चलिए अगर इफ अ क्वेश्चन हैज बीन आस्क्ड रिगार्डिंग द परेटो एनालिसिस, इट विल बी अ लॉटरी फॉर द स्टूडेंट बिकॉज नथिंग स्पेशल, नथिंग टेक्निकल डिराइविंग द परेटो चार्ट। इट्स वेरी वेरी सिंपल। सिर्फ आपको एक वर्ड पे ध्यान देना है और वो है डिफेंडिंग ऑर्डर। जितने भी आपके पास पॉइंट्स दिए हुए हैं, अरेंज दोस डेटा इन डिफेंडिंग ऑर्डर। डिफेंडिंग ऑर्डर का मतलब है घटते हुए क्रम में, स्टार्ट फ्रॉम द हाईएस्ट एंड देन लोएस्ट एंड देन लोएस्ट एंड एंड विद द लोएस्ट वन, है ना? लिखिए बेटा, प्रैक्टिकल क्वेश्चंस ऑन परेटो एनालिसिस। प्रैक्टिकल क्वेश्चन ऑन परेटो एनालिसिस। प्रैक्टिकल क्वेश्चंस ऑन परेटो एनालिसिस। तो देखिए बेटा, ये टोटल 4 कॉलम में आपका बनेगा। कॉलम नंबर 1, कॉलम नंबर 2, कॉलम नंबर 3 एंड कॉलम नंबर 4। पर्टिकुलर्स, नंबर्स। सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट, ये जो चीज है ये आपको स्टार्ट करना है डिफेंडिंग ऑर्डर में। डिफेंडिंग ऑर्डर का मतलब हाईएस्ट टू लोएस्ट। जो भी आपको ट्रांजैक्शन दिए डेफिनेटली वो मिक्सअप करके दिए होंगे, आपको उन्हें डिसेंडिंग ऑर्डर में अरेंज करना है, स्टार्ट फ्रॉम द हाईएस्ट एंड गो टू द लोअर। तो दो जो कॉलम है ना, दिस इज नथिंग स्पेशल बेटा ना, ये चीजें क्वेश्चन में आपको दिया हुआ है, सिर्फ और सिर्फ आपको इसको डिसेंडिंग ऑर्डर में मैनेज करना है। फिर ये जो नंबर्स है इसका आपको इंडिविजुअल परसेंटेज निकाल देना है, और फिर इस इंडिविजुअल परसेंटेज को आपको क्यूमुलेटिव परसेंटेज में कन्वर्ट कर देना है। दैट्स इट। इसके अलावा परेटो एनालिसिस में कुछ भी नहीं है, एज सिंपल एज दिस। फर्स्ट एंड सेकंड कॉलम आर गिवन इन क्वेश्चन, दे आर not properly arranged. Arrange that data in descending order, start from highest to lowest. थर्ड कॉलम में इस नंबर को आप परसेंटेज टर्म्स में कन्वर्ट कर देंगे, एंड फोर्थ कॉलम में उसी इंडिविजुअल परसेंटेज को यू विल राइट इन क्यूमुलेटिव परसेंटेज। ओके, ये बना लीजिए बेटा आप डायग्राम, स्टेटमेंट बना लीजिए, फिर आगे बढ़ते हैं। विपिन शर्मा बेटा, इसके लिए फॉर दिस यू हैव टू लॉग इन थ्रू बीओएस पोर्टल, है ना, बीओएस का जो ऐप है बेटा, उसके थ्रू जब आप लॉग इन करेंगे देन यू कैन कम्युनिकेट योर डाउट और सजेशन इफ एनी इन द बैच। विपिन शर्मा, फ्रॉम यूट्यूब यू कैन नॉट कम्युनिकेट टू मी डायरेक्टली बेटा। ओके बेटा, अब देखिए इसका एक क्वेश्चन मैं आपको बताता हूं, हम ये क्वेश्चन नेक्स्ट सेशन में करेंगे, लेकिन अभी हम डिस्कस कर लेते हैं इसको। आइए बेटा पेज नंबर 33 में इलस्ट्रेशन नंबर 5। The following information is given about the type of defect during a production period and the frequency of their occurrence in a spectacle manufacturing company. Okay, so defect दिया है 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, 7 टाइप्स ऑफ हमें डिफेक्ट दिया है, और कितनी कंप्लेन आई है ईच डिफेक्ट की हमें वो दिया है। जल्दी से एक बार इसका टोटल लगाए बेटा, नंबर ऑफ इंस्टेंसेस का आप टोटल लगाए, कितना आ रहा है, 10 + 60 + 20 110 5 70 and 25. So the total number of complaint is 300, है ना। ये 300 कंप्लेन कितने रिस्पेक्ट में है, 7 रिस्पेक्ट में है। हमें टोटल 4 कॉलम बनाने हैं। कैन यू टेल मी, in the first 2 column we will arrange data in descending order starting from highest to lowest। तो बताइए सबसे पहले हम कौन सा डेटा लिखेंगे, we will write down the data of scratches on the surface क्योंकि it has the highest number of complaint। descending order highest to lowest, सबसे पहले हम 110 वाला लिखेंगे, फिर बोलिए सेकंड हम लिखेंगे 70 वाला, थर्ड हम लिखेंगे 60 वाला, then we will write 25th, then we will write 20, then number 10 and lastly number 5। so हमने अरेंज कर दिया, जो क्वेश्चन दिया था वो पूरा आगे पीछे था, हमने उसको डिसेंडिंग ऑर्डर में अरेंज कर दिया, राइट फ्रॉम हाईएस्ट टू लोएस्ट। तो सबसे पहले अब हम अपनी कॉपी में लिखेंगे स्क्रैच ऑन सरफेस 110, सेकेंड रो में हम लिखेंगे रफ एजेस ऑफ लेंसेज 70, थर्ड रो में हम लिखेंगे नॉन यूनिफॉर्म ग्राइंडिंग ऑफ लेंसेज 60। इस प्रकार से हम पूरा डेटा लिख देंगे। जस्ट अब हमें परसेंटेज टर्म्स निकालना है, जैसे 110 डिवाइडेड बाय 300, 110 डिवाइडेड बाय 300 इट विल बी 36.67%। इस प्रकार से इंडिविजुअल परसेंटेज निकालेंगे एंड द लास्ट वी विल फाइंड आउट द क्यूमुलेटिव परसेंटेज। सो दिस इज द Pareto application chart given by technique given by मिस्टर जोसेफ एम जुरन, कि इसके द्वारा फिर आप पता करेंगे कि यार वाइटल फ्यू कौन से है जिस पर हमें सबसे पहले फोकस करना चाहिए। And again, I'm repeating, it's not necessary that vital few are 20% in number. The concept is vital few is contributing the bigger picture. That vital few can be 15%, that vital few can be 32%. It doesn't matter. Okay, but the concept is vital few is contributing towards the bigger picture. ठीक है बेटा, इतना सिंपल है परेटो एनालिसिस. जो भी डेटा दिया है उसको डिसेंडिंग ऑर्डर में अरेंज करना है. Once column number 1 and 2 are complete, then just convert the data into percentage term. उसके आधार पे हम पता लगाएंगे कि क्या चीज है. देखिए बेटा, इन्होंने कैलकुलेशन में भी ये किया. सबसे पहले इन्होंने सरफेस ऑन द स्क्रैच ऑन द सरफेस लिखा है, फिर 70, 60, 25, 20, 10, 5, टोटल इज 300. अब इस हर एक इंस्टेंसेस को आपको परसेंटेज टर्म्स में कन्वर्ट कर देना है. परसेंटेज टर्म्स में कन्वर्ट हो गया, अब इसको आपको क्यूमुलेटिव लिख देना है. 36.67 प्लस 23.33 इट इज इक्वल टू 60%. 60 प्लस 20 ये हो गया आपका 80. सो अब हम यहां पे बता सकते हैं कि 80% डिफेक्ट कैन बी रेक्टिफाइड बाय फोकसिंग ऑन दिस 3 इश्यूज. अगर ये 3 डिफेक्ट के इश्यू पर आप फोकस करें, then your 80% problem can be rectified. The remaining 20% problem will be resolved by focusing on this 4 defect type. But your priority should be focus on this 3 so that your 80% can get resolved. अब देखिए बेटा, ये टोटल 7 थे जिनमें से हम ये 3 की बात कर रहे हैं. तो जब आप 3 डिवाइडेड बाय 7 करेंगे, so it's almost 43%. सो 43% इशू पे आप फोकस कीजिए ताकि आपकी 80% प्रॉब्लम रिजॉल्व हो जाए. सो इट्स नॉट नेसेसरी दैट द नंबर शुड बी 80 and 20. इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग, वंस अगेन मल्टीपल टाइम आई एम रिपीटिंग so that it will remain in your mind permanently. The concept is vital few is contributing the bigger picture. Number doesn't matter here whether it's 10%, 20, 30, 40. Even in this case it's 43%. How? Because there are total 7 type of complaint. Out of that, if we focus on first 3 complaint, that is 3 divided by 7 amounted to 43%. defect type पे अगर आप फोकस करेंगे, you can straightforward rectify 80% of the consumer problems. ओके बेटा, चलिए, कोई डाउट बेटा इस कंसेप्ट पे? Any doubt? Okay, so this topic is not yet over. In the next session, we will cover 2 questions given in the test your understanding part, and thereafter we will start environmental management accounting, a theoretical topic, beta, not a practical topic. We can consider it as a theoretical topic, and if time permits, we will start chapter number 5, decision making. Okay, because I think hardly 20 to 30 minutes are required to complete the remaining 2 questions of Pareto analysis. Okay, environmental management accounting maximum take 1 hour, max to max 1 hour. So I think in the last half we can start chapter number 5, because it's a lengthy topic. The more time we give to that particular topic, definitely the more coverage we can cover. Okay, चलिए बेटा, क्यूमुलेटिव डिफेक्ट कैसे फाउंड हुआ? इट्स वेरी सिंपल बेटा. दिनेश कुमार, देखिए 36.67 प्लस 23.33 ये 60% आ गया. देन 60% प्लस 20% 80% आ गया. देन 80% प्लस 8.33 88.33. देन 88.33 प्लस 6.67 इट्स 95. वेरी सिंपल बेटा, कुछ भी नहीं. ओके बेटा, चलिए, थैंक यू फातिमा फॉर योर काइंड वर्ड बेटा. इट्स माय प्लेजर. चलिए बेटा, सो थैंक यू फॉर वाचिंग द सेशन. गॉड ब्लेस यू ऑल. तो मिलते हैं नेक्स्ट सेशन में. वी विल कंप्लीट दैट चैप्टर, एंड इफ टाइम परमिट वी विल स्टार्ट चैप्टर नंबर 5, डिसीजन मेकिंग. थैंक यू. थैंक्स अ लॉट. Technical team, please end the session.